Pikachu, the Pokemon franchise's mascot. Pikachu has been the front face of Pokemon ever since the very beginning of Pokemon's debut. Literally, its face is plastered everywhere to promote Pokemon. Pikachu is love. Pikachu is life. But over the course of Pokemon, there have been very clone-like Pokemon very similar to Pikachu, or what we refer to them as Pikachu clones. Almost every single generation we get a new Pikachu clone, and I guess they are just there to promote the spirit of Pikachu. How strong are these clones though? How well can they do in battle? Well, today, I pinpoint just how strong these little guys can be with the top 5 strongest Pikachu clones. When placing these Pokemon, I took into consideration primarily how well they did in the Smogon 6v6 format because I know nothing about VGC, but I will include priceless moments from VGC, especially a certain one that happened in 2014. Now I know that most of these little guys are PU, that's fine too, we can still rank them amongst each other. I will also take into consideration stats and move pools. I will be excluding how well they do in an in-game playthrough though, because most Pikachu clones don't do well on any playthroughs whatsoever. With that being said though, let's see how strong these little rodents actually are. Let me just say while making this list, I saw that Pachirisu didn't do very good in singles format. It hardly has any attacking power, and while its moves, I guess, are decent if you have Nuzzle and Follow Me. But Follow Me isn't really all that great single style. But if you're the 2014 VGC champion, Saijin Park, then you know how deadly Follow Me can be with Pachirisu. I put Pachirisu at number 5 just because of how well Saijin Park used it. Other than that, in singles, it's awful. I know I said I wasn't going to mention anything about VGC for this list, but I had to for Pachirisu in 2014. That was its main spotlight. Some people could just say, Mystic, you could include it for honorable mentions. I say nah. It deserves number 5 just because of that. Having the number 5 slot I feel is more valuable than being put in as an honorable mention. So props to you, Saijin Park, for using Pachirisu like a complete boss. Now, Denny is definitely not the greatest Pikachu clone, but in my opinion, I feel it does decent because of its ability Cheek Pouch. Cheek Pouch is an ability where the user restores the HP when a berry is consumed on top of the berry's usual effects. This can come in handy especially with a Citrus Berry or even with a Shuca Berry to have the power of ground type attacks. Now, if you take a look at Denny's stats, you will notice that its speed and special attack stats are decent, with a decent electric type move pool. But as we know, it has a second typing being fairy typing. With that being said, it only has access to 2 fairy type attacks, a physical fairy attack being Play Rough and Charm. If Denny had a move like Dazzling Gleam, I feel like it would have been higher on the list, but it didn't, so that's why it's only number 4 on the list. Now, while this Pikachu clone isn't exactly my favorite out of the Pikachu clones, I will give respect where it's due for Emolga. I say this because I have pulled off a few sweeps of this thing in the past using Agility, Baton Pass, and Electro Ball. Agility enhances the speed by 2 stages, and Electro Ball does more damage if the user has higher speed. Emolga already has 103 base speed, and stacking Agility on top of it makes it that much more of a threat. If you're low on HP, simply use Baton Pass to pass on this speed to another Pokemon. While this Pokemon does get access to all these great moves, there's another clone that gets access to these moves too, except it actually does a better job. But I like Emolga, and compared to Denny, it actually gets strong stab moves for its secondary typing of flying on the physical and special side. Acrobatics can be fun, or if you're looking for a special attack, go for Air Slash. Also, Emolga can't get hit by ground type attacks too, so keep that in mind. Even with all this talk though, there's still 2 more Pokemon that do better than Emolga does. I think a lot of us tend to forget this Pokemon and disregard it in any Hoenn playthrough. But to be honest, this Pokemon is actually more powerful than meets the eye. People sleep on Plusle a lot, and I guess I can say the same for Minun, so I guess I can include it here as well, but this spot is more dedicated for Plusle. Minun has practically the same moves as Plusle and very similar stats, except the difference of 10 from their special attack and special defense stats, where Plusle has more special attack and Minun has more special defense. But Plusle, I think, is better because 75 special defense is only a 10 stat difference. Plusle though it gets access to the same moves as Emolga, there's a little twist. It also gets access to Nasty Plot, which can raise this special attack stat by 2 stages. Nasty Plot is the reason I feel Plusle outclasses Emolga. All of its other moves have a chance to be buffed rather than just Electro Ball. One more thing that Plusle has is its hidden ability, Lightning Rod, which can raise a special attack stat by 1 stage if hit by an Electro type attack. So yeah, I think that Plusle deserves to be number 2 on this list. But there's actually one more clone that I feel is the strongest of these 5. Now, while me not being the greatest fan of Generation 7, I will give Game Freak props for their Pikachu clone for this generation being Togedemaru. Togedemaru isn't just cute, it's also very strong in my eyes, with all 3 of its abilities and some of the moves it can get. All 3 of these abilities are great. Legit, I can't decide on which one is best, so run whatever ability you like to revolve around your team. As for its moves, there's one in particular that I want to point out, being Zip Zap, which has 80 base power and also has a chance to flinch. I get it has access to Wild Charge, which does more damage, but with this attack, means more recoil. All the Pikachu clones don't have great HP, so this recoil can really stack up on Togedemaru. But yeah, Zing Zap, with electric terrain and the ability to flinch, have fun. I also get that it has a quad weakness to ground, but all Pikachu clones are weak to ground, and are more than likely going to get taken out by a ground type attack, aside from Emolga being flying typing. I feel that Togedemaru is number 1 because of all 3 of its abilities being useful, and the fact that Zing Zap is also a thing. Also, it's cute. One of the few things I actually did like about Generation 7. Well, that pretty much wraps up the top 5 strongest Pikachu clones. Note that all these clones are not all that great for competitive use, they're all practically ranked PU. Some are good in VGC if used properly, like Pachirisu, but like I said earlier, this video didn't really showcase VGC related battling styles. Bottom line, just because I say these Pokemon are good for where they are, doesn't mean they're actually good. In a comparison between themselves, I do feel Togedemaru is the best though. What do you guys think though? Do you agree? If not, comment what you feel the strongest are in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following me on Twitch where I stream a lot of Nintendo content such as Zelda, Fire Emblem, Mario, Splatoon, and even Dragon Ball FighterZ from time to time. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon, Kefius did, and I wanted to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for some more awesome Pokemon content.